Hey guys, this is Anthony Morganti from AnthonyMorganti.com, and this is episode 182 of Photo Critiques. And in this episode, I'm pleased to critique the work of Marc Charette. I hope I pronounced your last name right, Marc. Marc sent me in some really nice shots. This first one, I like the composition a lot. Nice reflections, beautiful colors. The processing itself, though, I don't know if this, you could see there's extreme amount of noise in here. As you could, I'm sure you guys could see that on the video. There's just a lot of noise. You could see there's this white like halo around the trees here. It just really looks kind of funky, this white kind of outline, and it looks to be over sharpened, like it's really overly sharp. As you could see, it's almost dizzying. It's so over sharp. So I don't know if that's the effect you want, if you're going for that. It is kind of a cool, when overall, as you look at the image, it is kind of a cool effect. But I don't know if that's what you want, to print, to sell prints, things like that. So you might want to back that off. I don't know. Typically, a lot of times we get noise like this. I noticed if I send things over to Nick Color Effects Pro after I processed it in Lightroom, and sometimes some of these processes in these external programs introduce a lot of noise. So you got to you really use a good noise reducer, some type of software that will reduce noise. This is a cool color. I really like the color of this. The composition itself, though, it's kind of the light. We have the shadow kind of over here, and then it's real bright over here. So it's not real even, and it's not like jumping out from the background outside of the color. It's still kind of, I don't know. It's one of those ones I think where it's tough to photograph. I mean, some things look really intriguing to our eyes, but they're very difficult to photograph properly. And you really, you do exhaustive work of the scene. So you exhaustively work the scene and see what you could come up with. In this case, I'm not sure you could really do this any justice. Yeah, it's hard to say. Yeah, focus, though, is excellent. Did a really nice job on the focus. It's a really cool shot. I like this a lot. I like how you tilted the camera up to get the sky and the buildings. It looks like it was tone mapped, which is like HDR. You can see there's an extreme amount of noise here too. So that usually, if you tone map an image, use Photomatics or something like that, you do get a lot of noise sometimes. But very, very nicely done. It's a pretty cool shot. I like it a lot. It's a nice shot. I mean, it's, I like the angle you took on it. We have nice colors. Nice shot. It looks like a cool scene to photograph all day. This shot's excellent. I really like this shot. We have kind of partial framing by having this vegetation down here, and then we have the sky up here, and we could see all this stuff. The interesting stuff is really in the middle. And it's a really, really cool shot. Very well done. This one, let's see, noise. Still a little noise in this one. You could see up in here. So the noise, a lot of people like a little noise. They add noise for an effect, and if that's your style, by all means do it. But I just want to point that out, that there is some noise in the shot. If you're printing this, selling prints, if it gets too big, it gets really noticeable. So 20 by 24 print, although this is more of a panoramic size, so this might be more like 20 by 30 print, it would get really noisy. It's a pretty cool shot. I like you have the bird towards the left, so it's moving into the bigger part of the frame. That's perfect. I love the vignette that you have on it. Brings, it's kind of a not much interesting beside the bird in the water, the splashes. So the vignette helps draw our attention towards the bird. It's pretty cool. Focus is excellent. There is still a lot of noise in here too. That noise concerns me a little bit, though. So I don't know if you're over it. This is excessively sharp too. I wouldn't call this one over sharpened, but it is really sharp. So remember, the more you sharpen a shot, the more chance you have of sharpening noise too. So it helps accentuate the noise. So you might want to tone that down a little bit. This is an excellent shot. I like this nice leading line of this old tree trunk going out, leading us through the shot, and it's foggy day. It's a rather kind of outside of maybe the fog, it's kind of a mundane scene, but just the processing and the way you lined it up with the leading lines, it's really an intriguing shot. You did a really nice job, Mark. This is gorgeous. Really nice job. I like how you tilted the camera up again. You don't have the horizon right in the middle. You have it down here at the lower third, kind of the rule of thirds. You have 3 boats in the shot. So often if you photograph a number of things, a number of trees, a number of boats, it's always, odd numbers always seem to work better. So you have 1 of something or 3 of something. Sometimes if you have 2 of something, it doesn't look as good. So I think if you guys, in your mind's eye, imagine if this boat wasn't there, we'd have 2 boats, they'd look kind of centered. It wouldn't look right. But we have this 3rd boat, it adds to the shot. It's really cool reflections. It's really nicely done. You know, cool shot. I never took shots on my equipment. I know a lot of people do though. Maybe I'll do that someday. You know, I'll set up a lens on a tripod like this and take a shot of it. But it's pretty cool. I like the processing. No noise in this shot. Very well done. Pretty cool shot. This a cool shot. Here a couple things. The dog is kind of dark because the sky is so bright. I like too though that he got really low and shot up at the dog. I tell that all the time to anyone I'm teaching photography to, is if you're shooting animals or children, try to get on their level or lower. It always looks a lot better than if you're shooting down on them. So you got down and shot up so you could incorporate the good sky. You know, I always say to try to maximize the good things in the shot. You want to exploit the good things and you want to diminish the bad things. So in this case, you know, the grass wasn't that interesting, so you did a nice job getting low, shooting up, getting the cool sky in the shot. But a couple things I would do is the dog's a little dark, so a little fill flash would have helped a lot. You would have brightened up the dog's face and added a catch light probably in the dog's eye, and that would have really made the dog come alive. The other thing is we cut the dog off down here. So I would have just got back just a little bit, or just sacrificed a little bit of this sky up here and tilted down just to get the entire dog in the frame, because you normally don't want to cut off any of the animals. You want to, unless you're doing a headshot, you want to get the entire animal in the shot, and that's even like the whiskers on a cat or the antenna on a butterfly. You want to get that completely in the frame. In this one too, we have a considerable amount of noise. You could see it up here. It's often through processing, so really I would really be concerned about the noise unless you're doing it for an artistic reason that you like. Then I'd say by all means do it if that's your, you know, what you like to do. But the noise here when you print it will be a problem. It will be a problem. It's a great shot of the moon. I mean, I've been seeing a lot of shots of the moon lately. Very well done though. 1/30th of a second, f/7.1, ISO 100. It was 403 millimeters. I think I have the same lens. This is Sigma lens. Does a nice job. Sigma lens is really nice. They have a nice color to the moon too. I like the color, the shading on the moon. Really nicely done. You know, really it's easy to take a shot of the moon. I mentioned this before. Everyone, just make sure you use a tripod. I've seen people try to hand hold it and it just looks like a orb, you know. But if you use a tripod, you'll really get great detail, like Mark did here. It's a cool shot. I like the colors. It's kind of an odd, you know, kind of color, and it's pretty well done. I don't know if there's noise in this one. Tiny bit of noise, not too bad, but nicely done. It's kind of a cool shot. Got this kind of leading line of this thing helps lead you through the shot. I think cool if someone was sitting on this rock here, or if these splashes were more pronounced. Something else, you know, just something to add a little more interest to the shot, I think would have helped. It's a great shot of the spider. I like that you used a flash. See how the flash brightens it up and you know, just makes it stand out a little more. And I mentioned that many times in people taking existing light portraits and things like that of people. Just a little flash, and all you need is that flash, and it will really make things pop. And as you can see here, it made the spider pop, and it brought out highlights in the web. And it really makes it look really creepy. Really well done. That might be the last one. Yep, it is. Mark, thank you very much for sharing your work with us. I really enjoyed doing your critique, and I really appreciate everyone that watches all my videos. Thank you very much. If you guys have time, go over to my website, anthonymorganti.com, look at all the photography stuff I have over there, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'd really appreciate that. That's it for now. I'll talk to you guys soon.